take you to my job to see what I do in my life. I'm mostly focused on Robbie, but since I call my blog Robbie and Me, I thought that today I would show you a little bit about me and what my life is like.
Chardonnay, it's a death row pardon, 2 minutes too late, and isn't it ironic, don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day, it's a free ride when you've already paid, it's the good advice that you just
I want to tell you a little story. When Robbie was little, when he was 2.5 years old, and he had just been diagnosed as having PDD, NOS, or autism. Obviously, you know, that's a hard pill to swallow. And right around that time, I went away to a convention. And I was at a hotel, and I walked into the hotel lobby, and I saw a woman in the lobby with her 2 daughters in wheelchairs. And they were not just in wheelchairs. These girls they were the high-backed type of wheelchairs, and the girls were probably quadriplegic. The mom was feeding them. Inside the ballroom were people, you know, listening to speakers, and there was music and all of that. And this woman was outside, listening from out in the lobby with her daughters. She was feeding them. I knew that they probably were wearing diapers or had some type of bags, and I think they were even hooked up to tubes for oxygen. So these girls couldn't even breathe, and there were 2 twins, probably, no less. And I looked at her and I said, I don't have any problems in the world. Seeing that woman with her kids put my whole life into perspective. And I thought, who am I to sit around complaining about my life when I look at this woman and I see what she lives with every day? So I guess one of the things the message I'd like to get across in today's blog is to other parents out there, and I'm hoping maybe when you see my life, it'll help put your life into perspective and hopefully help you have a better day today, and help see the glasses half full and not half empty, and realize, it's not as bad as I thought it was. It's not as bad as I'm making it out to be. I can do this. I can get through this day, and trust me, I know what it's like being home with the kids screaming and crying all day and throwing tantrums, and and sometimes life gets rough. But I hope that when you see what I do and you see that the strength that I have, it will help you also to become strong. And don't think that I'm such a strong person, because I'm not. I'm just doing what needs to be done because Robbie is my baby. And I've been changing his diaper since the day he was born, and that just never ended. And that's all. I just continue doing the same thing day after day after day. And, it's just everyday stuff to me. It's not a big deal. And people, they look at me and they have said to me, oh, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do what you do. But, I say the same thing when I look at parents that are in a hospital with their kids sick in the hospital. My goodness, I have friends and family members that have kids with diabetes, and these little babies have to stick themselves with needles. And let me tell you something, I can't stand the sight of a needle. I pass out at the sight of a needle. I say that when I look at them, I say, I could not do that. I don't know how you're doing that. I don't know where you find the strength to do that. Even as I am posting my journey and talking about it on Facebook, I have a friend who has a brain tumor and is going through chemo, who inboxes me to ask me how I'm doing and lets me know that he's praying for me. it's to me, you know, and I said he's the last person that I would expect to be concerned about me with everything that he's going through, but he's just, you know, that type of a person. He's just an amazing man, and he feels it's his call to, you know, support people and encourage them and be there for them. So that's what I want to be. You know, I don't want this to be a gripe session and, you know, me complaining all the time. I want to encourage people in any way that I can, because I know my job at work is to help people that are in really stressful situations. And I kind of feel like that's maybe my call in life. I don't know. So let's talk about what I do. I painted murals and faux finishes for years. I started when my girls were little, you know, 25 years ago, doing it at home and then doing it for friends. And then after my son David was born, I didn't go back to work, and I started doing the faux finishes and doing work. Don't you think?
It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride on your already paid. It's the good advice that you just give and take. And who would have thought it figures? Life is fun, boring. I'm swinging up on you and you think everything's
I did a lot of climbing up on ladders, because back then, when the faux finishes were in, everybody had a brand new construction house with 24-foot ceilings.
everything's going wrong and everything blows up in your face. Traffic jam when you're already
The good thing about the job was I could make my own hours, so I made sure I was always home when Robbie got off the bus, which was great, and I didn't have to worry about calling in sick if Robbie was home sick. The bad thing about it was I'm a little afraid of heights, and I really hated climbing up on those scaffolds and up on those ladders. And then to top it off, I would come home and had to cook dinner, do laundry, take care of my kids. As you can imagine, I had a lot of laundry. Robbie soaked his bed every day, so the laundry piled up. And after about 10 years, I had had enough. I was exhausted, and I decided I needed to do something a lot easier. So I went to work at a store that sells Benjamin Moore paint, and I work as their color consultant. And I help people choose paint colors, and I also help them do a little bit of design work and staging and things like that in their homes. Now, from my perspective, people used to ask me to paint all kinds of things, like if they didn't like their outlet covers on their backsplash tile, because the backsplash was beige tumbled marble, but they had white outlet covers. They'd ask me to paint the outlet covers to match the tile. So not only did I have to match the color, I had to match the whole texture and design and make the outlet covers disappear. So when somebody comes in and they want to choose a beige, that's a piece of cake for me. I immediately look at that beige and say, no, this one's peach, this one's green, this one's pink, you don't want that. This is the one you want. And I'm done in about 2 seconds. They're also always surprised at how fast and how decisive I am. And I get a chuckle out of that because I have lived with a child with autism for 24 years. And if I don't do things immediately, he's going to throw himself on the floor, he's going to take his shoes off, he's going to take his pants off, he's going to throw it across the room, you know. I have about 2 seconds to comply and be done and do the right thing, and there's no thinking about it. You just do it. I also have found that when the store is slow, when there's no customers coming in, I can't sit still, and I clean up and I start lining everything up and, you know, making sure everything faces forward and everything's all perfectly lined. And I laugh at myself that I have become OCD now from living with a son with autism, but, you know, it's a good thing. I've been there 8 years now, and I've built up a really good reputation, and I'm very good at what I do. So I've kind of created my own monster, because at this point, people will not pick paint colors without me, and they get very stressed out over choosing colors. rightfully so. You know, I get it. I know it's very stressful. And add that to the fact that it's very expensive, especially if you hire a contractor to come do the work and you're paying somebody thousands of dollars. You don't want to make a mistake. So people come to me extremely stressed out. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about.
He's pushing me to go satin. I want semi-gloss on my cabinets.
Okay.
And then he's pushing me for dove white. I don't want dove white. It's got a little bit of a pinky in it, and I want a bluey. And
Right.
I want super white, and I want real white, and I want semi-gloss, and he thinks I should have satin.
Right. And he's stressing you out.
He's totally stressing me out. He says to me, I've been doing this 30 years. I don't care, he's been doing it 30 years. You know what? Linen white he wants me to use. You know what? That's an old color. I don't want linen white. The whole house is already linen white.
Mm-hmm.
I need an updated color in the walls. But I mostly need, by tomorrow morning, I have to tell him the cabinet color,
Right.
and the wall color, and the trim color.
Right.
And I have to make that decision with help.
Now, and he's at your house now.
Yes, he's prepping now.
Right. And what'd you say when you, as soon as you walked in the door? I'm totally stressed out.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm
Because the
totally
painter-
stressed out because this painter is pushing me to do one thing, and I don't know enough about it
Right.
to fight him.
Right. And thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to help you.
Okay, thank you.
That I really laugh about is when they come in and they say it's an emergency. Usually they call me and they'll always say, I'm having a paint emergency.
15 old messages. Cindy, color emergency.
I'm gonna need your help in my house.
And we're having a little bit of an emergency with paint colors going up on the house right now.
So now from my perspective, it's kind of funny because to me, that's not an emergency. Yes, it's stressful, but that's not an emergency. Now the thing is, as I said, I've kind of created my own monster. So if I'm not in the store, people get upset. They get really freaked out because they might have to pick the color by themselves. And they call my house and they have asked the guys for my cell phone number and they want to know, when are you coming in? When are you coming in? And I've had to kind of set limits because, you know, they're upset that I'm not there, and sometimes it's because I'm taking Robbie to the doctor. You know, he had a seizure, we're in the hospital. You know, last year we had to spend 3 days in the hospital because they were doing an EEG, and, you know, they have to keep the leads on his head for 24 hours. The thing is, it doesn't even occur to people that that's what's going on, because that's not their life, and, you know, they don't even think that that's where I am. They, you know, I don't know what they think. Maybe they think, you know, like we all say, oh, the doctor's off today, he must be out playing golf, you know. And so, you know, I felt like I needed to let people know, you know, I'm not out playing golf, I'm not just taking the day off, you know, I'm not just being lazy and I don't feel like coming in, you know. I felt like I owed them an explanation. Maybe I don't, but it made me feel better, because I do care about my clients, and I do care about the people in there, and I want them to know that I really do care. I do care. I am very proud of what I do, and I really care about their homes looking, you know, as pretty as possible, and I really want them to be happy. So I had to write a note. I had to post a note in the store that says my hours. And I told them, you know, it's always a good idea to call the store first and make sure I'm there, because I've had people upset that they've come in during my hours and I wasn't there during the hours that I said that I was going to be in. And I want to let them know it's because for me, it's because I have an emergency. One of my emergencies have come up, and I've had to leave. So here's the note. P.S. Cindy has a child with special needs and seizures. Sometimes she needs to call out due to illness and hospital visits. It's a good idea to call the store to make sure she will be in. Now, because of that note, I've actually met other parents that have special needs kids also, and I've actually become friends with some of them because, you know, we have that common bond.
It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride on your already paid. It's the good advice that you just gave.
is my other home away from home. So I'm here at my job, which I love. As the color consultant, I also do staging and design. I'm not going to get into what I do. If you want to know more about that, you can go to my website. I'm the Paint Diva of New Jersey. So the website is thepaintdivanj.com. It will also link you to my YouTube page where I have videos that I do here in the store about helping people choose their paint colors. So today I've been here for an hour. It's already been crazy. I've already had 4 people come in for me to match paint colors for them, choose colors because somebody's selling their house. I've also had 3 phone calls that I've had to get up and go answer. People want me to come to their house to choose their colors. I can't give them an answer right now because of what I'm going through with Robbie, but thank God it's the holidays, so I can push them off until after the new year before I go to their homes. Hello, this is Cindy. Good, how are you? I'm not sure. I was planning on coming in tomorrow, but it's Christmas Eve and... Okay. Okay, all right, bye-bye. Hello, this is Cindy. Okay, great. All right, bye-bye. She said I took a load off her shoulders. So quickly, while I'm here at work, before another customer comes in, let's talk about how it went last night and this morning. Thank God the phone did not ring last night. This is one of the first overnights where I've left him alone, where I didn't get a phone call for some kind of emergency that I had to run back for. So then about an hour after he leaves for his day program, I got a phone call, and my heart always skips a beat when I get a phone call from day program because it could be a call, Robbie had a seizure. So I answered the phone and it was, "Good morning, Cynthia, how are you?" And then I was able to relax. And he said that he's having a great day. He was all smiles. And he's doing well. So Mom can relax now and have a good day. So it's going on 4 o'clock. I got out of work late because I was so busy, and I got a phone call as I was going out the door from the AD from Robbie's house that they couldn't find his little black bag with his meds in it. And that is because it's my fault, because when I took Robbie out for the day on Saturday, I took the bag with me and I left it in my car. It has his EpiPen in there because he has food allergies, and the EpiPen is in case of an emergency of an allergic reaction. And I have his seizure meds. In case he has a seizure, you have to give him a diastat immediately to try to pull him out of the seizure. So I am running back over to the house as fast as I can to bring that bag over to them because Robbie has to go out for his allergy shot, and they can't leave the house without the seizure meds. So this is what I would classify as an emergency. My message of the day today, I guess, is don't sweat the small stuff. It's not as bad maybe as we're all making it out to be. Enjoy your life, enjoy your day today. And as I always tell my clients at work, relax. It's only paint. We can fix it, And let's only worry about emergencies when the emergencies come up. But let's all, just take time to smell the roses today and have a great day.
It's like rain.